All right, everybody, coming back from the break, we're into our final segment of the show. It's called the Business to Business Network Show. My name is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the show, and if you've just turned on your radio, we talk business, politics, and economics. We talk a lot about real estate because it is the heart and soul of Maricopa County and the economy. Our guest is Agni. Give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, so this is Agni Mitra from Keller Williams Realty Sonoran Living.
And we got Mike. Introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Mike Roosevelt from 1AZ Credit Union.
Excellent. And Dana.
I'm Dana Matthews with Great American Title.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk a little bit about the industry and the real estate. What are you seeing out there in the market?
So right now it's in a buyer's market for most of the valley. There are certain areas where it's kind of a balanced, and some areas like Scottsdale and Chandler, it's still a seller's market a little bit.
And that gives a chance for buyers to ask for concessions.
Exactly. So we are seeing a lot of concessions, almost 60% of the transactions, and Dana can correct me if I'm wrong, that they are seeing some concessions in their transactions.
Yeah, and getting pre-approved for a mortgage before you start shopping. Why is that important?
It's really important to have your ducks in a row to make sure that you're well educated and you're comfortable with the monthly payment. If you do need to address any issues on credit, you have those taken care of beforehand.
And the key here is a lot of times people don't even know something showed up. I mean, that's happened. You've had that experience where you've had buyers where something showed up.
Yeah, and then they get disappointed because they can't afford it.
Yeah, so. and they didn't prepare by talking to the lender first.
Exactly.
Now let's talk a little bit about title. I've got a little bit of background in title. I used to be a title officer, and you and I have known each other for a long time. I think I started the radio show and Fidelity Title. Tim Connor was the sales manager, and you were part of the team there.
I sure was. That's a long time ago.
We did the first radio show back then.
Yes.
And so now title kind of brings together all of the documents and helps everybody. Explain a little bit about how the escrow comes together.
Well, we facilitate the escrow. We're the third party, neutral party. Mm-hmm. And so we handle everything for the transactions, to make sure that they receive a clean and clear title at the end of the deal and transfer the home ownership.
Yeah, and they have something called a preliminary title that kind of does a little quick look at the records. Tell us a little bit about how that pulled together. Well, it's the public records that you're looking at the county recorder's information.
Yes, everything on the preliminary title is what is pulled up from records, and anything that comes up on there as a cloud or anything like that needs to be clear before we can issue a title insurance
And there are there's surprises.
Always surprises.
And that's, again, why you want to have the lender and then get everything lined up. Now, you work a lot with investors. Talk investing a little bit.
Exactly. So now, investing can be in one of two different ways, right? So one is like you do a fix and flip, with a lot of people see in HGTV, but you definitely need to have a good team lined up. And if you're not an experienced investor, I would probably say stay clear of that one. Mm-hmm. The other type of investing is rentals, right? So on rentals, there are some subdivisions on that. So you can do in residential. I'm only talking about residential. Yeah. This commercial is a whole different beast, right?
Yeah.
So on residential, you can go for single-family homes, which will be the best way because that's the highest chance of appreciation. Of course, there's no guarantee in life. Right. Depends on the area and the type of home. Then there's townhomes and condos, which is kind of like lower end in the sense like you don't have to put that much investment in it. It's for more budget friendly, so to speak.
And you're finding success with these townhomes and condos.
Yes. So the cap rate. So what is cap rate? So cap rate is essentially what you pay for the home, and basically you have a projected income, rental income. So the income minus all the expenses. Insurance, property tax, all of that. Once you take in all that into account, you get what is called net operating income, and that divided by the purchase price is your cap rate.
Right.
So if people talk about cap rate, so that's what they're talking about.
Right. And you also have a return on investment. In other words, you had put $10,000 or $20,000 down.
Correct.
How many years will it take in revenue to get back to paid back?
Exactly. And so again, on that front, you have to talk to mortgage because unless you're paying in cash, then the cap rate comes into play. But then you also have to what is your if this is cash flowing, right? So that depends on how much money you're going to put down. Of course, 100%. I mean, you're golden, but and you'll definitely have a cash flow. But if you're putting say 25, 30%, or hopefully more, then you have to work with the mortgage lender. That's where Mike comes in, and he can tell you exactly how much it'll cash flow.
Okay. Now, the question also is, what are you finding out there as far as prices and availability? Is there a lot of inventory for this type of thing?
It's better than last year, but it's not a whole lot.
Oh, it's still skinny.
It's still skinny compared to, a few years back, right, where there was a lot of things on the market, and they're also going quickly.
Yeah.
So it's still, I would say it's almost like a balanced market. It's picking up right now, but it's still not there yet.
Let me do a little bit of education. I got a little bit of background.
Absolutely, go for it.
Condos. A condo is you basically own the airspace.
A townhouse.
Condos, you own airspace. Townhouse, you own the ground underneath.
All the way up to.
All the way to the sky.
Correct.
So townhomes are easier to finance. Explain that, Mike.
Correct. Yeah, so you have your traditional credit qualifying approval, which will just be based on the borrower alone. And then when you look at a condo, you're getting into the financials of the condominium complex. You're making sure there's no pending litigation, nothing that's going to expose your client to potential risk. So it has a separate approval. We do have options above and beyond if the condo doesn't meet those criteria, but typically we try to protect the client just to educate them. Here's what you're going into, but it's a separate process. So we do that as part of the loan approval review.
And townhomes are usually a little bit easier. You can get easy FHA because literally it's a home. You just have a zero lot line, and that's it. So you can go out there. If some investor says, I want a townhome, you can go out and find that.
Absolutely. And so, I can set up any kind of search which you're looking for, whichever area you're looking for. I can advise them, okay, this is a higher potential of growth. Of course, there's no guarantee in life. So, unfortunately, So, I can search up anyway the client lets me know. So, of course, townhomes and condos do have a higher HOA.
Yes.
So that's something to be
But they got a swimming pool, and everybody takes care of your yard.
Exactly. So, low maintenance. So, exactly, what are they looking for?
Which is nice for rentals.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have it. Now, let's talk when it comes to title, because sometimes it's easier to get title insurance and make things work easily with townhomes versus the condos. Wouldn't you agree with that in most cases? Or you can do either or?
Either or. We're full service. We can do any kind of title insurance policy.
So you just pull it in. And that's the key. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the other aspects of Driggs Title that you guys provide. Sorry.
Great American.
Sorry.
Come across this table.
It has to be Great American if it's the Patriot.
Great American title.
Tell us about some of the marketing things that you give for the real estate agents out there.
So we have a plethora of tools to offer to all of our realtors and lender customers. We have technology. We have printing. We do one-on-one consultations with them. If they're switching brokerages, we can provide them with some new marketing to help them get their new designs and things like that. We do open house things for them, listing presentations. It's just a whole full marketing package that we have.
And this brings in a great support for the agent to succeed on that.
Absolutely.
And you've had that experience.
Yes, I have. In fact, I did a great 1031 exchange with Great American Title. They sponsored that. That was really informative, and I learned a lot of new things which I can share with my clients.
Yeah, and let me just give a little bit of background on that.
Yeah.
So let's say you own a property and you've got $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 of equity,
Exactly.
and you go out and find a like property that's for sale, and then instead of having to actually sell this one that you own and then go buy the other one, there's some sort of transaction that the title company helps put together to exchange equities, and you get title, the person gets title and then you make it go very smoothly on the 1031 exchange, right?
Absolutely. Our escrow officers are very highly trained in doing all of that stuff for our customers. I personally am not an escrow officer, so
No,
I don't
you
know
do
how
marketing.
That process is, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't want me to do that
But
stuff,
you-
but I do know that I'm very confident in our team and all of our EOs, and they just go above and beyond to make sure it goes smoothly for our clients.
Excellent. Now let's talk some of the most recent buyers you've worked with. What are you seeing out there when it comes to buyers?
So buyers, with the market, with the interest rates, and of course Mike is amazing at that. It's still high compared to what was there a few years back, right? So they are a lot more pickier, but they get a lot more concessions. So
And again, the sellers are willing to pitch in to help bring down and make
Exactly.
it work. And they can cover closing costs. Have you worked with any sort of buy downs with seller concessions? How have you worked on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it wasn't until the last maybe 3 years we really heard, or 4 years, of the word temporary buy down. It was huge in the 80s. A lot of kind of like the 70s. We're seeing bell bottoms and shag carpet come back. We've got temporary buy down.
Golden oldies.
There we go. Yeah, hit after hit. So we are seeing it, high utilization rate. I think for, it offsets some of the affordability challenges for our first-time home buyers, so they can get in there and decide whether they do a 3-2-1, a 2-1 buy down, or a 1-1. And how that works is it's taking seller concessions or seller credits and applying it to offset their monthly payment for those first 3 years or so. 1 to 3 years, depending on how they set it up. So it's been a great option. Just kind of educating the borrower to let them know, hey, we are at an elevated market, still a great time. If it makes sense to buy, let's look at it. And the temporary buy down is a great option to take advantage of.
Now, this is important, though. The people still qualify at the rate. In other words, if the rate's at 5.5%, 6%, that's what they qualify. Yet the monthly payment for the first year, second year, third year is lower, so it just helps them afford it.
Correct. Yeah. So it's going to have a very conservative approach to qualifying. So it does protect them. So they're not going to have any shock in terms of not being able to manage it financially. So we will qualify based on their rate after the temporary buy down period ends. And that helps them out. And just being really creative, trying to find ways, meeting with clients up front early on. I kind of think of it like planning for a vacation. And Agni's wife is amazing at that. If you need a good travel agent.
She's been a guest on the show.
She has been.
Yeah, shout out. It's kind of like just getting ready. You're going to go on a trip. You're going to sit down. You're going to figure out your budget. And the earlier you can do that, the better. So we can come up with some strategies to really customize the loan option based on what you're targeting, down payment, monthly payment, and put that into your offer. So Agni will be very great and very good at the negotiation piece, kind of know what we're looking at. But the more we do that up front, the better it is. And it's a great experience because when you're pre-qualified, we do all the legwork up front. It's good for 90 days. So it just gives you peace of mind to go out there and start looking at a home, have some fun. The financial part is not the most, I'd like to think it's the most exciting part, but I think title's more exciting, honestly, than the financing.
It is. You find stuff in title, don't it?
Yeah. So we can get over that up front, and then they just have the peace of mind.
Okay, now we're starting to wrap up here.
Yes.
If investors want to get a hold of you and maybe crunch some numbers, how can they reach you? What's your phone number?
So my phone number is 480-878-8650. That again is 480-878-8650.
And we also want people to get pre-qualified, investor or not.
Absolutely.
Really, before you start showing property,
Yes, ideally.
you want to talk to them. How do they reach you, Mike?
Perfect. Mike Roosevelt, One Easy Credit Union. My direct line is 480-203-4526. And that's 480-203-4526.
And with a name like Roosevelt, how can you?
Get your mortgage new deal.
We got a damn named Roosevelt.
Thank you so much. It's great advertisement.
And then for American Title, how do they reach you?
Great
Great American. I look over there. I see Fidelity Title. I'm sorry. We know each other. And Greg Douthit. I don't know if you know Greg.
It was a long time ago, too.
Yeah. Go ahead. How do they reach you?
Dana at 623-210-2565. Again, 623-210-2565.
Anybody that needs to get started, you really need to kind of get these team working together.
Absolutely.
And then you get the real estate agent involved. So this is what we're trying to do, is educate the audience of how things come together, and especially for these investors, because investment property is still fantastic. So we want to help you with that. We'll keep it going. Got the music coming. We got to end up the show. We appreciate everybody tuning in. This is called the Business to Business Network Show. If you miss anything, you can go to our website, 123bz.com. We've got a link to our YouTube videos. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.